All right, so I've just been thinking about the lecture that we had on February 7th that talked about and we've talked about this throughout the semester in different ways, but just I think as counselors, in order for us to really improve in our cultural competence in interacting with individuals of different backgrounds from our own, I think what is really key, and we've emphasized this, is not only having an understanding of who the person is as an individual and like going at that first, but I think it's really important um, when we are seeking to um, really support the healthy development and progress of our clients, that we also really keep them aware of their connections with other people, their family that they have, whether it be biological or just the family that they've created in the communities that they're now enmeshed in or connected with. I think it's really important to show how to kind of keep that balance between acknowledging the individual and the uniqueness and the strengths and capabilities of the person that you are interacting with and working with, but also keeping that client and yourself aware of the fact that they do interact with other people and how those people can be utilized potentially as resources to help in that person's progress, in your client's progress. And I think going back to just from maybe a little bit more of an explicit standpoint of developing our cultural competence, when we're thinking of people that are from more familial or collectivistic cultures, we really do those clients a disservice when we learn, or just anybody, even if they're not from a culture that typically is oriented in that way. We really do our clients a disservice when we fail to acknowledge the impact of the people that they interact with. It's such a Western way of counseling and a way of thinking in general to only acknowledge the person as the individual, to just view their progress from that lens of their own capabilities and their own strengths and their autonomy. And that honestly, the overall mental health of an individual isn't just that side of things, but it's also how do they interact with others? How are they interdependent, not dependent, but interdependent with the people in their lives? How do they use or call upon different people as resources when things come up in their lives? How do they identify themselves within the context with the people within those contexts that they interact with? So I think counseling is really good counseling and good support of healthy individuals is really having a good balance between the two. It's being like, okay, this client is an individual who is unique in certain ways, and how are they unique and how are they different from their context, but also what is their context and how are they interacting with it? How is it influencing them? How are they influencing it? And how can we communicate to our clients both sides of their humanity? And I think, I kind of touched upon the fact that we risk really invalidating our clients that come from more familial contexts or collectivistic contexts, but I think we also present a disservice to our clients that come from a more agentic, individualistic culture, because I think healthy progress is rarely performed in isolation. I think that's why counseling is oriented in the way that it is. It's another person that's outside of that person's experience helping that other person. And so we as human beings, we don't thrive as pure individuals. And so I think that we need to communicate and really make sure that our clients are integrated within the communities that they interact with, and ensure that they're holding both their own capabilities as an individual, but also how am I impacting the communities that I interact with? How are they impacting me? How am I living and breathing as a human being in multiple contexts, both as an individual, but also as a human being who's connected to other human beings and other experiences. So, yeah, thank you.